Hey, what's happening, y'all? Uh, Literally, I ain't been on these things in a minute. I ain't done no videos in a while. I kind of took a break, if you will, but not like a break from preaching and teaching the word. Or it was more so I needed to get my life together. I needed to get me together before I, could try to help somebody else or give them some encouraging words. Yeah, I just need to get on the right track myself. What it look like a homeless man giving the word and giving words of encouragement, but ain't got a home to stay in of his own, or a pot to piss in, or a window to throw it out of. Ain't even got his own family together, ain't got his own kids, but always telling men we need to do better and we need to do better by our kids, but I ain't even got mine. I was still taking care of them the best way I could, but I wasn't taking care of myself. So I got to a place where I literally was like, I gotta take a break from this. I gotta get me together. I gotta get my family right. I gotta get me right first before I can try to help somebody else out. And then, today I'm sitting up here reading the Father's Heart Ministry, which gets sent to me like every day that I'm a part of. And the message was just like off the chain. And I was like, man, I gotta do a video. I gotta do something about this. I gotta literally put something up for the people because this is well needed. I started reading Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 44 and 45. And then when I got this, I was like, dang, that's right on time, especially with my situation, being in isolation. So it says, the Father says today, I see you wrestling with a feeling of isolation. You yearn for a family, a chosen family built on mutual respect and love. I mean, that's right along with me, like sitting in isolation right now, yearning for a family, always wanting that family, wanting a royal family that respects and loves me and not really, disrespecting me and going off and doing what they want to do, being with a woman that really don't want to be with you, be in their family that really don't believe in what you're talking about or what the Lord has blessed you with. It says, remember, I set the solitary in families, but these families aren't always what we envision. Like the solitary that he set in for this family that I'm in right now, that he's blessed me with, is straight. It's right on time. But the family that I wanted, the woman that I wanted to be, or the women I wanted to be with, wasn't on the same page as me. Wasn't even trying to get on the same page, or even seeing the vision that I have for the family that the Lord has blessed me with. And plus, you got to be on the right track yourself. So if I'm not on the right track, but then I'm trying to have a vision or trying to have a family, but I'm messing up, it ain't gonna work. Like it just said, sometimes I place you in the lives of others, or others in yours for their benefit, not necessarily your own immediate happiness. This doesn't lessen the importance of boundaries. So sometimes he put us in places where he makes us uncomfortable to get us comfortable. Like he put me in a position, me and my fiance right now, and our children in a position to where we were very uncomfortable. Like she didn't know me that well. She knew of me, but she didn't know me that well. I didn't know her that well, but I knew of her. Our children didn't know one another, but we had to get to know each other. My children had to get to know her children. Her children had to get to know mine. They had to get to know me. My children had to get to know her. So it was a very uncomfortable situation for us, but it was better than the situation that we was in. The next part says, there are relationships, well meaning as they may be, that will deplete your spirit if allowed to overstep their bounds. So the relationships that you will be in, the relationships that a lot of us has been in, it's like, nah, that ain't for you. Even though you want that bad woman, or you want that bad man, it ain't for you. It would deplete you. It would like literally tear you down. It would put you in a place where you're going to be crying out to God, like, why am I in this situation? Why do I keep going back to this same old, and I don't see no better results? Like, why do I want to be with this woman, or why do I want to be with this man? Speaking for men and women from their standpoint, literally. It's like, why we do that to ourselves? It's because the Most High didn't bless us with that. That's something that we wanted, that we thought that he had for us, but it literally depleted you. It depletes your spirit. It says these become illegitimate authorities in your life, dictating your path. They become illegitimate authorities. Like it becomes something that you saying, oh, well, I love her, so I'm going to do whatever I can to keep this together. I love him, so I'm going to do whatever I can to keep this family together. I'm going to pray to God, if you do, or I'm going to pray to the Most High if you do. But most of the time, we be praying for somebody that don't even want to be with us. We be praying for someone for a situation, and they don't even want to do what you want to do. There's no vision. There, like the scripture says, where there's no vision, the people perish. So literally, there's no vision in that man or that woman that you want to be with, that family that you have created. There's no vision there because there's no teamwork there. There's no dream there because nobody believes in you, or you're with someone that doesn't believe in you, that doesn't believe in what God's blessed you with or blessed y'all with. Where was I at? Learn to walk in love, but on my terms, not theirs. You got to learn to walk in love on the Most High's terms, not other people's terms. Not saying, oh, well, I love her, so I'm going to do this for her. I'm going to show her that I love her. I'm going to put it into action. I'm going to make her love me, or I'm going to make him love me. You ain't going to make nobody love you. First and foremost, the one that the Most High's blessed you with, it's not somebody you chasing after. You're going to have to chase after. It's going to be a right on time thing. It's going to be something that's right there in your face that he's going to put right there in between your eyes and say, just look right in front of you. Stop looking behind you. Stop going and chasing people at the clubs or over here or over there. I want to be with her. 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 I want to be with him. I want to be with him. It's not going to work. You're literally going to mess yourself up. You're going to be following the wrong paths because you'll get with somebody and they may not even know how to chase after God. They may not even know how to get in a relationship with him. They may not even know how to intercede or even open up the word together. Some people, it's boring to them. Like, man, that stuff don't work. I ain't finna do that. And you'll be with somebody literally thinking that that's the one for you, and they really ain't even for you or for anything that you stand for. Setting healthy boundaries will bring clarity and relief. When you set healthy boundaries, it will bring you clarity and relief. It'll be like, dang, like I set boundaries with my family. They know that first thing we do, we got to get up in the morning, we got to pray Psalms 35. We got to open up the book, read that. We got to read Psalms 71. We got to read Psalms 90. We literally got to go through some things. And when I say we, I'm not just talking about my spouse. I'm talking about me and the children. We got to set the foundation, set the tone. So they know that, hey, this is what we going to have to do. This is what we going to stand on right now. So when we go out to the schools, when we go to the grocery store together, when we go to work together, when we get in the car, whatever we do, we taking the Most High with us and we taking that word with us, that protection. Learn to walk in love, but on my terms, not theirs. Setting healthy boundaries will bring clarity and relief. You felt a heaviness lately, a burden for situations beyond your control. This isn't isolation, but a calling to be a watchman. Like for me, like I've literally been sitting down for a while now. I ain't had a job because I let my job go so I can take care of my children, so I can take care of my family, so I can be a watchman, so I can keep them away from stuff that I used to fall into, stuff that like they teachers then reported to me when they was in school. Like I'm like, oh snap, I see why they say, somebody gotta set the tone. Somebody gotta be there to pick them up. Somebody gotta be there to give them the words of encouragement. Somebody gotta be there to keep them away from nonsense, from mess, keep them away from these so-called friends that they follow in their school. Somebody gotta help them with that. But if you don't have nobody there, they're gonna fall into it. So somebody got to set the tone. I guess that's me, a watchman. That's the head of household. I ask you to do the same as the great intercessor, Reese Howells is what it says, who stood in the gap through prayer. Now, I don't have no Reese Howells. I got a Natasha, I got a Queen Abigail that literally stands in the gap for me. And she got a king in me that stands in the gap for her. And stand in the gap for these kids, stands in the gap for our so-called friends or associates, for our co-workers that listen to us or that ask us to pray for them. We stand in the gap for them, for the ones that the Most High has blessed us with. Your prayers will uplift those struggling to find their voice. When you pray for somebody else, when you intercede for somebody else, when you go to the Most High about it and stop going to other people about other people's problems and go to the Creator that can solve those problems, literally, He'll give them a voice to where they pray as well. They learn how to pray. They learn how to stand on Psalms 35 or Psalms 90, Psalms 91, Psalm 70, Psalm 71. It's so many scriptures in there, man, that we stand on as a family, but mainly Psalms 35. We stand on that one together. But we can show other people the same thing. So that's what it's saying right here. Embrace this role as an intercessor, a powerful tool in my hand. When you embrace the role as an intercessor, as one that literally stands in the gap for others, that's the power of the Most High giving you the hand to say, look, hey, you can talk to me about anything and I'm going to help you in that situation. I'm going to show you what to do to where you could go out and help others and they could do the same thing. You're going to put it into action. You ain't going to just be listening on a Sunday to somebody preaching or teaching the word and then going back home and doing what you usually do. Nah, when you get this, you're going to literally study it. You're going to break it down. You're going to find somebody that's going to help you study and break it down to where they learn to what it truly means to follow the words of the Most High. And then you're going to put it into action. That's what you're supposed to do. What's up, man? There's a season of travel on the horizon, not for leisure, but for divine assignment. So now he's saying, like, hey, there's a season of travel. You getting ready to travel. When you travel, it's not going to be for your leisure. It's not going to be for your own little gratification or clarification. It's going to be for the Most High. The Most High is going to put you in a place where you're traveling and you're going to help other people, just like the disciples did. They went out and they traveled. They went and helped other people. They went out 2 by 2, just like, with Noah's Ark. Literally it was 2 by 2. Remember the assignments of Yeshua or Jesus when he sent his disciples out 2 by 2. You are called to collaborate, to connect with others, and to become a facilitator of their dreams. So that's what I'm called to do. That's what some of you are called to do. We called to literally help other people, to show them the way, teach them the way. It's just like your children. You got to show them the way and you got to teach them the way. They ain't going to learn the way by them out there because they ain't doing this right here. They ain't got nobody that's literally giving them the word, that's literally showing them what exactly to do. No, they got heathens showing them what to do 24/7. They following the heathens. They following the celebrities. They following everybody. And I'm not just saying just the kids. It's grown folks out here too. It's grandmas and grandpas, sugar mamas or what they call them, cougars or sugar daddies and stuff out here that's literally following the heathens too. So the kids ain't got nobody to look up to. Yours will also be realized as you draw out their highest desires. Don't be discouraged by the timing of things. My answer is never truly late, but the timing may be negotiable. So understand that the Most High is literally saying, like, it's a timing for this. It's a process. Don't be surprised by the timing that everything happens. Like, if things start happening in a way, don't be surprised about it. I'm not going to be surprised about it because I've been waiting on it. I've been in isolation for a cool minute. So now I'm like, man, I'm ready. But hey, I know I'm like, hey, Father, is that what you're really saying? Do I need to go here? Do I need to go there? Do we need to go there? I'm not going to go out by myself. I know going out by myself going to do, I'll fall into sin if I ain't careful. But when I take my family with me, when I take my queen with me, when I take my sons and my daughters with me, we as a family going to represent like we supposed to, not by ourselves. Those prayers you hold close, ones marked sooner rather than later, pray them with unwavering faith. So those prayers that you have close to your heart, that you really want the Most High to do for you. And I ain't talking no selfish stuff. I'm talking some righteous things, like some things that you really want to see. Not just about money either, because, favor is way better than money. But things that your heart truly desires, that you would like the Most High to do for you, that you can truly tell people that it was nothing but the Most High that did it. Like this house that we in, it was nothing but the Most High that did it. Like literally, I was homeless for a cool minute. Then me and my fiance, we was facing homelessness together. And then I got blessed with my children. They lost their home when they was with their mama. Then I got blessed with them. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, I got them, or we got them, and we got her daughter as well, which is this family. Now we facing homelessness. Like, what the heck is going on? We got blessed with another home, a pool house. We stayed over there for like several months. And, she had just got her job. I had mine. But while I had mine, there was a lot of stuff going on. and I had to let the job go so I can make sure the kids are straight. I would rather let the job go and make sure my kids are straight and make sure my family is straight. When I say kid, I mean my whole family was straight, and let my baby work and do what she do, and I take her to work, so-called do what I got to do and handle the things at home that she can't. So, hey, that's the way it had to go. And then all of a sudden we get our daughter back. Next thing you know, we get blessed with this big old house and this big old yard. And I'm like, wow, like that's how it worked. Like you just got to literally submit to God. And it's like I had to let the world go. I had to let the things of the world go in so many ways. And it started with my job. I know a lot of people will say you crazy for letting your job go, but I've been blessed. I've been blessed since I let that job go. So I ain't tripping. There's a prayer that functions according to your faith, as a blank check offered without reservation. Like that, your prayer to the Most High is literally like a blank check, like you writing a check, or he writing you a check that you can't even see. That it's got M's on it or billions on it, whatever. I mean, I ain't tripping if he blessed me with something like that. I know it ain't gonna be nothing but the Most High, because the enemy ain't gonna do nothing like that. But literally, your prayers activates that faith. The prayer that you pray to the Most High, it activates that faith. And we was praying together. We was praying, interceding together. We get up early in the morning. We wake up in the middle of the night. We pray for like 3 hours. We fast. We do the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? And literally, we got blessed with it. So we know that that's activated faith. However, understand that when this freedom comes, responsibility comes with it. The freedom that he gave me, free from the world and doing what the world wanted me to do. I wasn't doing what the heathen wanted me to do. I had to quit smoking. I had to quit smoking weed. Just to be honest with y'all, I had to quit smoking weed. I had to let that go because it was bringing out something else out of me. It wasn't helping me with what I thought was peace and helping me be calm. It was like me literally making this weed, this smoke, my God, not knowing that I'm letting in false gods. And then here come the stuff coming out of me. It felt like demons was coming out of me because I'm getting all angry and I'm yelling at folks, cussing folks out. It was just 24/7, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that I'm at peace, but after a while, I was like, I'm not trying to rhyme y'all, but I felt like a beast was coming out of me. The fear of the Lord isn't about doubting my willingness to answer, but about understanding the bigger picture. The fear of the Lord isn't about doubting his willingness to answer, but about understanding the bigger picture. Yes, I wanted him to answer when I was with my ex-wife, when I was going to Integrity Leadership Institute, when I was trying to, fight for the marriage that I was in at that time. But the Lord was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't the one for you. And I couldn't see it. I couldn't even see it when I was young. I couldn't see the calling on my life. I couldn't see none of that stuff because I was literally used by the enemy, from birth. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, from birth. I know now, in hindsight, 2020, that I was used by the enemy since birth. I was cursed since birth, like for real. But now it's just like I can see where he's been watching over me, where he's called me to do something greater. Like I couldn't be in prison. I couldn't be in the jail cells. I couldn't be in a basketball player, football player, all the things that I wanted to be. I couldn't be those things because I'd be doing what the heathen wanted me to do. I would be doing what the enemy wanted me to do, the adversary. And so he had to sit me down. And sitting me down, I'm happy with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. I get to spend time with my children. Something I ain't had when I was growing up, and not talking about it like a bad thing, but I get to do something that's greater than me. It's a bigger picture to being a father, being the head of household, and taking care of your responsibilities. Sometimes I answered prayers, but the outcome wasn't always what was expected. This is because my blessing enrich and bring true joy, not sorrow. When the Most High blesses you, it don't bring sorrow. It brings true joy. It enriches you. It literally will bring you to tears, but tears of joy, not tears of sorrow. Like, oh man, I got blessed with this wife and it's just terrible now. We going through the hardest of times. That ain't the Most High. If you going through stuff like that, that is not the Most High. I'm sorry. Because when he bless you with something, it's literally going like bring tears of joy to you. It's not gonna bring sorrow. It's not gonna bring somebody that's gonna continuously cheat on you or continuously beat on you or tear you down. That right there is not the Most High. You need to get out of that situation. Speaking from experience. What does the next thing say? It says, my resistance, my desire is to give you good gifts. So examine the deepest desires of your heart. That yearning, that ache is a prophecy itself. I plant those desires within you for a reason. Be honest with yourself about what you truly long for. Then pursue it with all your heart. Trust that I am leading you on the path to fulfillment. Fulfillment. Literally, like we have to trust that the Most High is literally blessing us in so many ways. We have to see it like that yearning that I had to be a father at an early age, to be a dad that I never had, to be that head of household, to take care of my family. It was too early for me. You know, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared for it. But he prepared me from the time that I started taking care of children, from the time I got into relationships where I had to take care of other people's children, where I had to take care of the woman and show her love, not beat on her, not tear her down, you know. And then I did get in one where I was fed up, and I got with one, and literally, I mean, I wouldn't put hands on nobody, but if you spat on me, you know, I'm sorry, but at that time I would see red. And I think that's for anybody. If somebody spit on you, you're going to see red. If somebody tearing you down, throwing stuff at you, and not even believing in you, but accusing you of everything under the sun, you're going to get tired of it. And just like I said earlier, that's a situation that the Lord truly did not put me in. That's a situation I put myself in. That's a situation that I should have known that I wasn't ready to be nobody's husband, and I wasn't ready to be a father to somebody else's children at that moment, because I hadn't sat down and really took in consideration what God wanted me to do. I wasn't even chasing after God. I wasn't even chasing after the Most High. I didn't even acknowledge him, you know, at all. It wasn't until I started going through stuff and I really realized that I should have been acknowledged him in everything. The last part says, oh snap, I guess I read it. That was all of it. But I mean, if you ain't never read the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is in the Apocrypha or the Sirach, I would suggest that you get you an Apocrypha and start reading, study some things. I know they're going to tell you, people going to tell you 24/7 that the law is done away with, but the law literally shows you sin, and it turns you back away from the sin. I mean, I know that we ain't getting sacrificed like that. We ain't chopping off hands or feet or taking out eyeballs and stuff. But I mean, if you think about it, if the law was the way that it was back then, literally, a lot of us wouldn't be doing the sinning that we're doing today. We wouldn't be encouraging people to sin. We wouldn't be encouraging people to, you know, have sneaky links. We wouldn't be encouraging folks to be on these platforms leading people astray. We wouldn't. We know that if the law was what it was back then. But that don't mean that we don't have to follow the law. We still got to follow the law, because literally you ain't going to get in if you ain't following the Most High's law, statutes, and commands. I mean, most people say that it's strict, but he not strict. He just love you enough to keep you away from stuff that you don't know nothing about. And that's why we as parents, we as husbands, as wives, we got to do better, because we ain't seeing it right now. We ain't seeing it at all. We seeing grandma and grandpa and them, it's looking like they don't care. They ain't sitting our children down having those deep conversations that we used to have with our grandmothers and grandfathers when we were young. And I feel that we are the last of the Mohicans, you know, like the 80s and some even the 90s babies are the ones that was the last ones to get something like that. And we got to instill that into our children. You know, we got to instill that to them right now, because they the next ones up. But if we ain't doing them no justice, if we not the ones helping them or, you know, telling them stuff that we used to do and why we don't do it no more, then they gonna go out there and try to figure out who they are, when we should be the ones telling them who they are, whose they are, and what they are. You know, you're not a child of the enemy. You're not a child of the adversary. You're a child of the Most High. And how they gonna know that if we ain't passing it on to them? Because they ain't gonna just open this book on their own and start studying it. Somebody gonna have to study it with them. Somebody gonna have to break it down with them, just like at school. They ain't open them books on their own You know, well, if they got books, they got tablets and devices and stuff nowadays. But still, you know, not to go on no rant or anything, but open up your book, man, study it, and look and see what the word is and how it can help you in so many situations in your life. You know, all you got to do is change the way you think, change the way you live. You can even change the way you eat. Because it's a lot of stuff that we eat that ain't good for us. There's a lot of things the way that we live ain't good for us. The way that we think, it ain't good for us. So, hey, we got to open up this word, study it, break it down, and understand that the Most High has given us the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding to know why we need Him most of all. Shalom, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. That means peace be unto you. I love y'all. Blessings to y'all. Knowledge.